Fact sheet.
For further details, please check our free fact sheet.
Audacious.
They had audacious ideas, utter dauntless to make a change.
Disrupt.
Your smartphone can also disrupt your sleep.
Tramp.
He tramped up the stairs to his room, went inside, and tipped his books onto his bed.
Pest.
Because mosquitoes aren't just annoying pests.
Inflation.
Inflation is usually more like 2 to 4%.
Statement.
As soon as we know something, we'll make an official statement.
Amount.
He had already lost a large amount of money.
Given.
On any given day, how many glasses of wine do you put away?
Advanced.
It is the most advanced iPhone we've ever created.
Milestone.
Well, Charlie, I turned 18. It was a pretty big milestone.
Crank.
You have to offer context, but briefly. It makes you sound like a crank.
Lexicographer.
Orrin Hargraves is a lexicographer, someone who writes dictionaries.
Bunch.
What a beautiful bunch of flowers.
Costume.
Pedro is wearing a superhero costume.
Scare.
Sheldon, you scared me. That wasn't funny.
Manipulate.
Friends don't manipulate friends. They help each other.
Juvenile.
But in a lion-filled park, juvenile giraffes made up only 5% of the species' population.
Phenomenon.
Climate change is a global phenomenon.
Freight.
Take the freight elevator to the 6th floor and I'll be right down.
Vulnerable.
It weakens you. It makes you vulnerable to him.
Steam.
Close the door, you're letting the steam out.
Valuable.
You are wasting valuable time.
Presumably. George canceled his wedding, presumably for you.
Sanctuary.
The wildlife clinic and sanctuary depends on donations. Bring out.
Arithmetic.
He told them he had no time to study grammar and arithmetic.
Request.
Her request was quickly approved.
Dash.
He dashed the glass against the wall.
Treatment.
With treatment, you'll still have a very good chance of recovery.
Course.
Oh, I wish I didn't have such thick boots and such coarse hands.
Insecure.
I know how it is to feel insecure about your looks.
Linen.
They wear long linen garments in the New Kingdom.
Inspiration.
My inspiration comes from problems in my daily life. Generous.
He is generous with his time.
Cultivate.
This is my land. I cultivate it.
Campaign.
It's an innovative marketing campaign.
Disorder.
Mental disorders are common in all countries.
Spot.
Here is our picnic spot.
Outcome.
Only God can predict the outcome.
Aggravate.
Hey, careful. I wouldn't want you to aggravate that heart condition.
Deception.
I said stop. I will not fall prey to your deceptions.
Sharpen.
Principal Skinner, could you help me sharpen this pencil?
Practical.
I like the practical experience.
Pliable.
The new shell will be soft and pliable.
Disposal.
There are strict laws on the disposal of medical waste.
Subsidiary.
It is a subsidiary stream flowing into the main river.
Cautious.
Here, let's be cautious. We need to think clearly.
Pattern.
Different languages have different patterns.
Terrain.
In such steep terrain, travel involves a high level of climbing skill.
Darkroom.
Brian and Father Andrew spent a lot of time in the darkroom together, doing photography.
Kneel.
Kneel before your king.
Overwhelm.
But they are soon overwhelmed by the disease.
Contempt.
That's sarcasm.
Using irony to convey contempt?
Recognize.
We recognize our friends' faces.
Badge.
I want your gun, your badge, and your police ID.
Economic.
And rising prices could be a threat to economic growth.
Feeble.
He had become old. Feeble, they thought.
Virtue.
You see, that's the virtue of a clean living space.
Fiber. Suburb.
I live in New York City, but I've always wanted to move to the suburbs.
Pulverize.
Inductive reasoning.
Fertilize.
Ration.
He gives the little he has left, but these were his emergency rations.
Debt.
Honey, we're still paying off credit card debt.
Attractive.
From every window there was an attractive view.
Conquest.
This brief Sudanese conquest of Egypt is now very much a forgotten history.
Sophisticate.
He transformed me into the sophisticate that we all know today.
Snap.
Then he snapped the book shut.
Express.
Get it out. Express the anger.
Identifiable.
She was only identifiable by her dental records.
Nominal.
For a nominal fee, we can scrounge up another body for you.
Acquire.
You don't technically have to open your mouth to acquire a language.
Bump into.
She stepped backward and bumped into someone.
Graphology.
I've just done some fascinating reading myself on graphology. It's the study of handwriting, yeah.
Register.
Just so you know, I had to register the corporation in your name.
Extremely.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
Rot.
The fish rots from the head.
Ambulance.
She's fainted. I better call an ambulance.
Miserable.
I'm crying because I'm miserable.
Continuous.
The engine made a continuous loud noise.
Divide. They divided the men into 3 groups.
Gross.
I estimate my gross income at $34.18.
Cloakroom.
My coat is in the cloakroom.
Short term.
I suffer from short-term memory loss.
Refusal.
Claire was not depressed by Tess's refusal, feeling sure that she would finally accept him.
Coupon.
Oh, look! Someone left a coupon for free movie popcorn.
Tome.
However, if you turn to page 693 in this tome, you'll find an exception to that very law.
Toxin.
Today we have all sorts of medicines that come from toxins.
Simultaneously.
Brandon, how can one car follow 2 people simultaneously? Ridiculous.
I think it's a ridiculous idea.
Chip.
Well, we'll put some pot pies in the oven and some fish and chips in the fryer.
Polish.
I'm just polishing the silver.
Wonder.
I wonder why they won't come.
Scholarship.
I get really good grades. I'm on a scholarship.
Familiarize.
Expectancy.
There was almost a silence, but you could feel this air of expectancy.
Shilling.
The bookseller will give you 10 shillings change.
Blueprint.
It's probably a restaurant based on the blueprints and maps